Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of EverQuest 2. Now, we're in front of this Dark Elf yet again. We're going to go ahead and talk to her and see what the next line, or next part of her line of quest is and what she wants. So let's go ahead and see.
Well met.
Well, that's quite a pile of lumber you have there. Good work. I can begin making the arrow shafts at once. Now give me the feathers. Who said anything about feathers? You can't make arrows without a suitable fetching. I know that. You didn't mention you wanted me to get your feathers, though. Well, it seemed plain obvious to me. Sheesh. Now I've tried using the feathers from hawks here, but here they're too dainty. I need feathers from a larger, more sturdy beast. I could bring back feathers from the Avocs that make their home here. No, forget it. I'm done working for you. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's see. Fletch me more. Level 28. Get at least 35 silver, 74 copper, and it's a little high for us. It's actually in the oranges close to the red, but we're going to go ahead and try it. Yes, crag plumes should work quite well. Bring me several feathers from the type of crag plumes you're able to hunt down. Their plumage would be best to make my arrows from. It will be done in due course. Sorry about that, guys. So let's go over there and head to where we know they're at. We've already hunted them a couple of times before for other quests. And they're not too difficult, but they do pose a challenge because they are on the cliff for one. And they're not talking about these guys right here, these little chicks. But they are kind of difficult because they are floating around on the ledge. And you do risk kind of getting in over your head because as you slowly work your way up, and chances are you are going to be going kind of slow around this level, they respawn behind you, so you have the danger of if you get into trouble, you may not necessarily be able to just easily run out without having, you know, a lot on you while you do so. And of course, if you're already in trouble and you're low on health, then having a couple extra creatures on you could pose, you know, imminent death. So there they are right there. Make sure we don't have anything else on us first. Go ahead and zoom in. You can see somebody else is actually hunting these things too, unfortunately. Which means now we have to go up. Oh great, where did that guy come from? He's not too terribly difficult, thankfully. Let's see this guy right here. You gotta watch out for these guys because you may not see them when you're flying up here or running up here the first time, because they do kind of go off the cliff, so they're very easy to miss. And the last thing you want to do is pull something else and then have one of these guys jump you from behind. You just not have been planning for it. Area effects are pretty common up here. You can do them without really worrying about any issues. For the main reason is, like I said before, it's kind of one by one as you slowly work your way up. Now when you get to the very top, there's an entire camp up there. And there's some quest lines that lead you up there, but to get to those quest lines you have to do these easier ones first. So if you can't do these, then, you know, obviously it won't give you the harder level ones. So before I get to that guy, I'm going to go ahead and toss me a heal. And he disappeared. I actually don't see him anymore. There he is. That guy actually flies really far out there. But he comes in. Now you don't necessarily have to pull him in this far. I did simply for the fact that if he dies, you know, out there, sometimes he'll sit there and float in the midair so you can loot him, but other times his body will fall to the ground way down below you, so you won't be able to loot his corpse. And some of these times you get lucky and they drop chests for no reason, and you can get some pretty nice loot. So heal my guy up a little bit. Now remember to make sure you're watching their levels because they will get higher as you get further up here. We're almost to the top actually, so it's good to know that we can take these guys on for probably the next part of the quest. I've been doing these episodes one a day for a quest once every day. But if you guys would rather see, you know, let's play videos of me just going out hunting in groups, or just slow it down and maybe do one a week, you know, I'm fine with that too. Just let me know what you guys prefer. And I'm surprised that guy didn't attack me. I'm gonna wait until I'm full life, because these guys are getting a little bit rougher than I would care to go in at anything else. That's close to it, I can do that. You can see the shadows above. There's other ones up there, but they may be far enough away that I'm not getting their aggro. Let me see if I can see them. Now, unless you have a flying carpet or some kind of flying mount, you are going to have to fight your way back down. So remember that. If you need 12 creatures and you're halfway up, now all you have to do is head back down, because they are respawning, as you see. So that's probably what I'll do here in a second. Back up a little bit. I don't want to get that second one. I also don't want to get the one behind me. I may not have a choice here. There we go, you turn around. And as you can see, for the first time, our power is actually dwindling down, just because these guys are taking so much out of us. And that will happen if you take on creatures that are yellow or orange or even red. Although those are going to be very unlikely that you're going to be able to actually take on a red and survive it by yourself, unless you're just really, really decked out in some great armor and you're very good at your class. And then maybe you can do it, but for the most part, you want to stay away from red creatures if you're soloing. In groups, not an issue. You can pretty much do those. That's the whole point, being in groups, that you can fight harder and harder creatures that you normally wouldn't be able to do by yourself, and therefore make more experience off of it. Give me some spells. And you'll see my life went ahead and regenerated back to full life, as well as my power. And that's mainly because if you look down here on the bottom, where your experience is, if you get a bubble of life, that usually will give you more health and more power. It's basically another way EverQuest 2 tries to make it less like EverQuest 1, in the sense that you were bogged down or slowed down by your mana regeneration. In EverQuest 1, you would have to sit after every fight and wait for your power to go back up before you were ready to take on the next one. Your health also regenerated a whole lot slower, so it wasn't this constant killing. Something like this, to kill 12 creatures, may have taken you 20, 30 minutes, if not more. So they try to fix that because they realized a lot of people weren't huge fans. Of course, as you get higher and higher level, it slows down the amount of time you get a bubble, because you need more and more kills to do that. But let's go ahead and snag this guy. There we go. Now, we probably won't have all 12 by the time we reach the bottom, but all you'd have to do is wait a couple seconds, then come back up the mountain a little short way, and kill the extra 1 or 2 that you're missing. Because as you see right here, these guys really spawn pretty quick. Which is why I was warning you before about getting in over your head, because it's very, very easy to do. So now, normally I would pull the flying ones first, but in this situation, it's going to take them a few seconds more to get over here, so I knew I was safe to go ahead and grab this guy before the other one got here, could aggro. And as long as you know how to pull back a little bit and what the aggro range of certain creatures are, you'd be pretty fine to do these kinds of pulls. It won't really be that difficult later on. But it is something you have to learn, you know, how big the aggro radius is, and every creature has a different size. You You know, some are very, very small. You can pretty much walk right up to them. Whereas others, you have to really give them a really wide berth, because just the slightest intrusion into their space, and their space could be, you know, 20 or 30 meters wide, which is pretty big in this game. That means you really have to go out of your way to make sure you don't get anywhere near them. And then they attack, and a lot of them in those situations will be linked with other characters of their same guys, so you'll get 2 or 3 instead of just 1. And they really do that on purpose so that they can make challenging areas to get past, because they know that, you know, you're probably heading towards someplace else to get experience or kill a name, or they know that there's a quest in the area and this is the mob area that they want you to get past. I know the end mob isn't that hard, you could probably solo that, but they want to make something difficult along the journey to weed out the low levels that shouldn't really be doing that quest yet. So with skill and a little bit of luck, you can actually do quests, you know, higher level than you. I know there's been a few of them that I tried, and the quest really is all you got to do is take an item from an NPC and go turn it into another one. But to get to that NPC, you have to kill or somehow get past, you know, 10 or 15 others. So in that regards, unless you have like a high level person, you know, clearing the way, you're not going to be able to do that quest. So what a lot of the time I would do is, if I really wanted to do that quest because maybe the reward is really good, and I don't want to wait. Sorry about that. For me to do that, or to get to that high level, I'll go ahead and I'll wait sometimes until somebody clears it. Because, you know, this is a multiplayer game, so there's a lot of people on, and back in the day, maybe not as much now, but back in the day, there was always somebody working on the same quest as you. So all you had to do is wait a little while, and somebody would clear it for their own purposes, and then you could sneak in with them, and literally just stand right behind them. They may be wondering what you're doing, but it's not against the rules to do that. In fact, it's actually part of the game, because, you know, they wanted to make it an interactive experience with other players and not just with these NPCs, these non-player computer characters. So here we go. We actually had more than we need. Let's see, I guess we could run it. Because we do have our horse, so we're able to run faster than there. Now, if you don't have a mount of any kind yet, if you haven't done any of those quests that I showed you about earlier in Frostfang Sea, then you may not want to do that. I mean, you don't run very fast by yourself, so something you're going to have to consider. But you don't have to run very far before they stop following you. So if you do want to run it and you know you're kind of slow, just go ahead and throw on some buffs of some sort. You know, if you have any invulnerability buffs that won't let you cast, but it also won't let you take any damage for, you know, 10, 15, 20 seconds, that's really much all you need to get by those guys. Because if they can't hit you, they can't stun you. If they can't stun you, you won't get stopped. And about 20, 30 seconds of running should get you out of their range. That's a cool looking mount. Okay, let's go ahead and turn these in.
Well met.
So we ended up getting 54 silver and 53 copper. Yes, these will do nicely. Excellent work. I have nearly completed whittling the shafts from the timber you brought, and with these feathers I can attach the fletching. That only leaves me the arrowheads to deal with now. You can't use the arrowheads from the old arrows? So we're going to go ahead and accept. But we're going to go ahead and end the episode here. We'll start it up on the next part of her quest, which will probably be to get the arrowheads. Again, guys, if you like these videos, please hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment below, or as always, you're welcome to hit me up in game. Thanks again for watching.